In the ongoing movement to protect vulnerable communities from conversion practices, recent legislative efforts have become the subject of intense debate. A primary focus has been the Draft Conversion Practices Bill, a piece of legislation intended to ban practices that attempt to change or suppress an individual's sexual orientation or gender identity. However, as the bill moves through various stages of scrutiny, critics and advocacy groups have raised alarms about its effectiveness. The core of the criticism lies in what many activists describe as dangerous loopholes within the current drafting of the legislation. While the intent of the bill is to prohibit harmful practices, human rights organizations argue that ambiguous language and specific exemptions risk undermining its entire purpose. There is a fear that rather than providing a robust legal shield, the bill could function as an instruction manual for those wishing to circumvent the law while continuing coercive practices under different guises. Critics point to areas where the bill fails to clearly define conversion practices, arguing that this lack of precision allows room for interpretation that could be exploited by practitioners. Furthermore, there are significant concerns regarding the balance between the proposed bans and protections for religious freedom or parental autonomy. Opponents argue that these exemptions are so broad that they essentially allow the very behaviors the bill claims to outlaw, provided they are framed within certain protected contexts. The debate has sparked a widespread conversation about the limitations of the law in addressing deep-seated social issues. For many, the current draft is seen as a compromise that prioritizes political expediency over the absolute safety of the people it is meant to protect. They argue that if the legislation is passed in its current form, it may fail to hold perpetrators accountable and leave survivors with little to no legal recourse. Advocacy groups are now calling for a fundamental revision of the text.